welcome you all in this educational video of NIOS. This is subject English for senior secondary level. Today we are going to do lesson number 15. Name of the lesson is shown on screen as well. It is reading with understanding. So we are going to do this lesson reading with understanding. Let's get started. First we will be doing difficult words from the lesson number 15. All these words are taken from the lesson number 15. After understanding these difficult words, we will begin the lesson. Solid waste. This waste can be any solid material which is not in use, so we call it as solid waste. For example, if you have eaten something and some food is left, or leftover food is kind of solid waste. If you have any machine or machinery which is not working, then we call all those waste material as solid waste. Biomedical waste. These waste are all those waste material which are used for the medical purposes. For example, injections, tablets, medicines, or bandages. Dump. It means to throw away the waste material to a far away place. You can see the two images on screen. So image on the left side is syringes. Syringes are used for different types of medical purposes. For different treatments also, we use syringes. And the image on the right side is gauge. There are two images. Image on the left side is of hospitals. There are different types of hospitals and different works. Departments are there. It is not that in one hospital there are all types of departments. As per the need, there are different sections, ENT, intestinal, and according to the body parts, there are different departments in the hospital. So when any person gets sick, then that person goes to the hospital. On the right side, the word is clinics. Clinic is a small arrangement at a small level. This is also used for the treatment. But this is a kind of first aid treatment place. In case the person is sick and the treatment is not treated properly, then the person can go to the hospital. Corners. Rag pickers. Attack. Incinerate. Garbage. Breeding. Plague. Dysentery. Anatomical waste. Transportation. Donate. Container. Fire hazard. So far we have understood the difficult words. Now, from here onwards, we would begin the lesson explanation. We will read a passage, and after reading the passage, we need to find the answers also of the questions that will follow the paragraph. So at last, you will see there are some questions. An important solid waste which is noteworthy in biomedical waste. This waste material includes anatomical waste like syringes, gauze, absorbents, glass, etc. So all these anatomical wastes, they are a kind of solid wastes, and we call all those waste material as biomedical waste. In this waste, we do not put the food items or leftover food. Biomedical wastes are only the anatomical wastes. The huge dumps of biomedical wastes which are disposed of by hospitals and clinics, they cause serious health problems because there is no one who looks after and take care of all those waste materials if they are dangerous for the society or our community. So they are a big cause, a big reason of the health problems. And it is not uncommon that in some places these biochemical wastes rot either in front of clinics or in the street corners because all these waste materials are kept there for the long time. So they start dissolving. And the rag pickers, as we know that rag pickers are mostly poor children, when they pick up these wastes by their own hands and because they are not aware about all these medical wastes, they can be harmful for their skin. So when they pick up these wastes by hand, they are vulnerable to attack by the hepatitis virus, which is we know that it is a jaundice virus, jaundice causing virus. And also there are some other dangerous virus. So it can hurt the skin, which is dangerous. Australia is a place. Ordinances have been promulgated not to dump the waste and for safe transportation in special containers, and also the subsequent incineration is a provision in the country Australia and also in some other countries about such solid wastes which are biomedical wastes. Let us take a break here.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो। कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय के लोट से युक्त हो। कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोट से युक्त हो। मित्रों हम उठे और जागे, मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। हम अपना जीवन स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने। राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बात, कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। हम अपना जीवन स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने।
Now, after going through the paragraph, let us try to find the answer. Why are solid wastes cause for such serious concern? And the dumping of solid waste material, it spoils the beauty of the cities and towns, which causes serious health problems. So let us now understand it in further details. You can see the garbage mountains. Wherever they are, they become the breeding grounds for disease-carrying vectors such as flies, mosquitoes, rats and cockroaches. So all these insects, they automatically appear wherever the garbage mountains are present. And if we look at the reports, then we find that reports indicate that about 8 lakh flies can be produced in 1 cubic meter of garbage. The flies which carry pathogenic organism. They cause diseases such as dysentery, diarrhea, etc. So, by looking at this data, we all can easily imagine that if a 1 cubic meter of garbage can produce 8 lakh flies, then how much flies would be produced in the garbage mountain? In the year 1994, at a place Surat, which is in Gujarat, rats which are carrier of insects and other bioorganisms, they are responsible for causing plague, which was recently witnessed in the Surat in the year 1994. And it is reported that about 25 human diseases are associated with the solid wastes. Accumulation of litter, refuse and junk poses fire hazards and may lead to accidents too. So it is actually a big issue. The accumulation of solid waste is a mounting problem which has no easy solution in sight. And unlike other types of pollution, preventive measures cannot be adopted in this case. And several solutions to the disposal problems have been proposed. The present mode of management is to collect the waste material and refuse from various parts of the city. And after collecting that waste material, they transport it to the remote places where at that place it is incinerated, or you can say it is composted, or simply it is dumped again. So any one of these method is applied to the waste material to convert that into another form. But yes, there is another method which can be called as a better method, is the most easy solution, which is to recycle, or in other words we can say to reuse the waste material. We call it as recycle or reuse. Let me tell you with an example. For example, in newspaper, it can be used for different types of work. We can use it for covering the notebook or for different purposes. So whenever we collect newspapers, what do? We sell it to the kabadiwala or the person who collects the scrap. And from there onwards, that old newspaper goes to the factory, and there that paper is recycled, and that again is used for the reprinting of the news. So it is a kind of cycle for reuse. So this method can be applied to various types of solid wastes. And there is another way which can be applied is to reuse. For example, if we take any water bottle, if it is a plastic bottle, then we can use that plastic bottle in different other ways. For example, we can plant a small plant in that plastic bottle by cutting it in the lower half. So there are various ways we can use some creativity and utilize that material. And such creativity which we seen in the previous slide can solve the disposal of waste material. And also there is another way which you can see on screen is we can dispose of the waste material as per the type of waste. We can dispose that waste, and then according to that we can also yield revenue besides compensating for the expenditure which incurred on its collection and transportation. For example, we can collect the paper in a different dustbin, then we can collect glass waste in different dustbin, then yellow waste, and then red for metal waste material. So there are different types of waste materials which can be collected in different colored dustbins, and accordingly we can recycle them or reuse as per our requirement. Otherwise, one person needs to be deployed for just separating the waste material, and it takes a long time. And also that work is a dangerous work. Now there is a question, you can see that on screen. The question is, what are the benefits of 3R? Now you can see a green color image which has arrow. So the question is, you have to tell the benefits of 3R. So the slide has answer of the question also. It is in points. So the point number 1 is explaining that decision in making our world a safe and healthy place is a better option. The second point tells that it saves energy by turning off lights that you are not using. So whenever we are at home and there are so many lights turned on, radio, TV is on, so we should be careful when we are not using lights and radio, TV, then it should be switched off. And third point explains, but only what you need. And the fourth point explains we can donate old clothes and books. So It is another way to reuse the material by donating clothes to the needy people and books to the needy children. And the fifth point explains that just like grass cycling, it is used for vegetables. Like if we have a waste material out of the vegetables, then we can utilize that as in the garden that can be used. Point number 6 explains that we can save money by reusing, recycling of material. As nowadays we should save the paper and we should not use plastic, so we should be careful how to save money by reuse of such materials. So far we have understood one paragraph. Now from here onwards we would be having another paragraph. So we have to read the following views on the television and then we have to try to answer the questions. Let us continue. So now the topic is shown on screen. It is television doing more harm than good? What do you think? Is it harmful or it is beneficial? Let us understand it in points. No one remembers what life was like before the TV came. Today people do not read books, they do not visit friends, they do not listen to music, or they do not have any hobby. Right now we are all not doing all these activities. Nowadays our aim is only to watch television only. And everyone rushes home and quickly eats his or her meal to be ready for the TV programs. This is the schedule of everyone. And the children are the worst sufferers because they forget their food, they leave their homework undone, and even miss their sleep. They watch violence on the screen, and after watching all such serials and drama, they are deeply affected by it. Because it has become a regular schedule. Because there is no physical work, there is no proper food, so it spoils their health. And television makes us lazy and cuts us off from the world of reality. We become idiots and lose our ability to think. And I strongly recommend that the TV should be banned in India. Because people start forgetting things because they are more focused on the TV serials and TV programs. We should be active, we should be physically active, and we should be interacting with our society people. So we have understood about the television benefits. Now there is another perspective. Television is doing more good than harm. What do you think? What we discussed in our previous slide was correct, or now which we are discussing, is it correct? These are two different perspectives. Let us understand. TV is one of the wonders of the modern world, and it is not an idiot box. It is a magic carpet. Nowadays it has become LED TV, like we have a smart mobile. So nowadays our television also has become modern and slim. We can also change different channels if we are not liking the program or serial which is coming on television. And also we have a remote. So we call it as a magic carpet. Just by sitting at one chair, we can easily change the channel. We do not need to go to the television and change the channel. See, the technology is making us work more efficiently. So it takes us to all corners of the world. Many interesting educational films are telecasted, and we can see so many informational programs which we physically cannot see in our surroundings. And it actually unites the people of the world. How many of you can travel to Paris or New York or London every day? Have you ever thought? But we all can watch their television or programs just by sitting in our home. Of course, some programs are bad, but nobody forces you to watch them. So, like in India, we have a different culture, and in other countries, they have their own culture. We can watch their program on the television. They may not be good as per our perspective. Let us understand in further slides. And if you watch any bad program which you feel that it is not good as per your perspective, why don't you switch off your TV sets? So I request you to watch the good programs and also educate yourselves. So everyone must have a TV. It brings the whole world together. Because there are different types of programs coming up every day, so we can make any choice as per our mood or as per our liking. We have different options, so we should choose the right option which is useful for us. So we have understood the good and bad effects of television. Is it harmful or it is useful? Now we should be aware about the good things and the bad things both. There are different perspectives which we should be aware. And also we understood that we should be watchful about our behavior and we should not watch television for a long time. Now, so far we have understood the paragraph. Now this is the time for exercise. You have to choose the true or false. You will be watching some questions and you have to find the correct option out of those given. Point number 1. Today, people do not read books because they like to watch television more. What do you think? Is it right or wrong? Second point. Sorry, you have to find the answer for the second question. See the answer. Now you have seen the answer. In our previous slide we had discussed, yes, it is true as per the previous slide's discussion. Now the second point has a question. People visit friends to watch television. You have to find the answer. This is false. In our previous slide we had discussed, no, people do not visit friends to watch television. Now the third point is, the worst sufferers are children. You have to find the answer. It is true. Yes, children suffer more because every time they are watching TV for long hours. Point 4. We can see many parts of the world while sitting at home. What do you think? It is true or false? So it is also true, because whenever we have TV at home, we can easily watch other countries' program. Now there are some fill in the blanks. Point 1, point A, TV can make us dash and take us away from reality. Let us see the answer. See, the first answer is lazy, and then second, fill up, dash are the worst sufferer. So you can see that children, because they miss their food, they miss their sleep, they miss their activity, so that is why they are the worst sufferer. And the C, TV is called an idiot box because it takes away our dash to dash. So the answer is ability to think. And then D is dash brings the world together. So you can see the answers in red color. So far we have also done the exercise. I hope you all have understood the lesson and you would be careful about the waste material and try to throw the waste material in their particular boxes, because it is useful for all of us to be aware about the different types of waste material, because we all must be careful and mindful about the environment. I hope you all understand well. Thank you.